Heart beats fast, colors and promises. How to be brave? How can I love when I'm afraid to fall? But watching you stand alone, all of my doubt suddenly goes away somehow. One step closer. I have died every day waiting for you. Darling, don't be afraid. I've loved you for 1,000 years. I love you for 1,000 more. Time stands still, beauty in all she is. I will be brave. I will not let anything take away what's standing in front of me. Every breath, every hour has come to this. One step closer. I have died every day waiting for you. Darling, don't be afraid. I've loved you for 1,000 years. I love you for 1,000 more. And all along I believed I would find you. Time has brought your heart to me. I've loved you for 1,000 years. I love you for 1,000 more. One step closer. One step closer. I have died every day waiting for you. Darling, don't be afraid. I've loved you for 1,000 years. I love you for 1,000 more. And all along I believed I would find you. Time has brought your heart to me. I've loved you for 1,000 years. I love you for 1,000 more.
Welcome. Take a few moments to find a comfortable position, perhaps lying down or seated or standing, in movement or in relaxation. Allow the body to be in any way that calls, where your mind and your heart can be free to explore some qualities you love about your relationship to the mystery, to the divine, and your relationship with yourself. What are some of your favorite ways to love yourself, to nurture and care for your entire being? Is it something like taking a walk in nature, connecting with the earth, gazing out over the landscape or the cityscape, watching the water of a lake or a river or an ocean or a fountain, staring out over the grass in the backyard or the trees at the park? Or is it perhaps indulging in some special treat? How do you love to treat yourself? What does this treat feel like? Welcome every sensation. Delight in the play of opposites, like how the chill of an early spring breeze grazes the skin at the same time as the warm caress of the sun. What sensations are at play within you? How does it feel to accept all of you? To embrace every feeling? To ride the waves of every emotion? To hold yourself with tenderness and compassion for all that you are right here, right now. Extend that compassion to all of who you are, have ever been, and all you have ever felt. What is it like to hold all of you in sweet, gentle love? In kindness, in forgiveness, with trust, and with compassion. This well of love is always here for you, within you, beckoning you to return anytime you wish. always with you. When you feel ready, take a few breaths, a few movements, a few stretches, or anything you need to transition smoothly and easily. Thank you for your love, your connection, and your presence. May your relationship with the Lord of your heart be blessed with an eternity of knowing love most divine.
Hello everyone, and welcome to today's Sunday service card reading. We are Andy and Nikki, Twin Flames in Harmonious Union and also volunteers of the Church of Union. Today we will provide the card reading, and we are using
the Angels of Abundance deck
by Doreen Virtue and Grant Virtue. And the first card that we pulled was this one. Wait. Donations, tithing, and charitable work. And the card says, give joyfully to the organizations and people who spiritually support and inspire you, and know that your generosity will be returned to you manifold in miraculous ways. The time, supplies, money, or other resources you donate will ensure that your positive energy multiplies. Yeah. What do you feel on this card?
I feel that this card talks perfectly about abundance and how giving the amount of how much you give is the amount how much you receive, and how they go hand by hand. So and how much we receive is how much we're able to give as well.
Yeah. This also speaks about donations, tithing, and charitable work. For example, we are volunteers in the Church of Union. We do work as volunteers, and this, we have been volunteers since we joined the school, Twin Flame Ascension School, and we have grown so much by it.
By volunteering in it, yeah, and volunteering gives you so much, and that's why tithing to the Church of Union is very it feels very good, because the kind of work we do starts spiritually first. Our work is spiritual, which is a work that transcends also the physical work, and they go hand by hand. So that's why the spiritual works also keeps awakening us inside.
It helps a lot in your spiritual journey, in your twin flame journey.
I feel complete about it.
Yeah.
We can go to the second one.
The second card is Take a Divinely Guided Chance, and it's this card. And the card says, all positive change and successful ventures involve a degree of risk, and you are ready to follow your divine guidance to new territories. As you leave behind that which is comfortable and familiar but no longer appropriate for you, you make room for new and more meaningful opportunities. Yeah. This card speaks perfectly about getting out of our comfort zone and being unattached to what to the way that we are used to live somehow, or not settling also. So it's very safe to let go, like unattach yourself from things, and be open for change, because this change is always a good thing and it's expanding. So it might feel uncomfortable at first because it's something that we are not used to, but we constantly change. So it's something normal, and it's something that gives us a good thing.
And what feels uncomfortable is actually our the death of the part of us that is settling, has attachment and has settled in the old way, and that's why when we fully release the attachment, we will feel even much better, because we're letting go of what we are not in divine truth.
Yeah, true. Also, this brings up take a divinely guided chance. So if we have something that we have wanted to do, or we have been guided to do, like, this is a very good time to do it. Also, I wanted to talk about the picture here. It looks like twin flames, but inner children, and it's like they're in a meditative space also with the surrounding, and there are angels here which give guidance. And it has this safety and comfortable feeling inside. It's warm.
Yeah, and it's also safe for us to acknowledge that as we go through change and as we go through transcendence, we are safe in God, because we are already innocent, just like those two children in the card.
And we are safe to move forward.
Yeah.
And we go now to our next card, which is our final card, and it's detox your friendships. It's this card here. Okay, and it says, your abundance flow is being affected by the people with whom you're spending time. So be discerning about your associations and relationships. Choose to be with people who are inspiring, generous, and supportive. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel about this card, it's really important to know that as we go, because it feels like these cards were really connected to one another, because as we go through change and as we go through spiritual work, which was the first card, the second card was change, we start to really see the energy that is around us and surrounding us. Yeah, exactly. And as we acknowledge that energy, we can make the right choices for our path, so we can feel we can feel in the way we want to feel, our hearts want to feel. So it's really important to acknowledge the healthy friendships, toxic friendships, having boundaries, and actually not really accepting any kind of energy except the core God energy in all of our relationships.
And also the picture shows this very good about boundaries with the people that surround us, maybe in workspaces, maybe family members. It's this card here, like this shows the boundary, and I feel like this is Divine Mother, and this is
the Divine Child. Yeah, which makes us also assuring that we are protected and we are safe. So yeah, I feel complete.
Yeah, me too. Please enjoy the rest of the Sunday service.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye.
Hello everyone, I am Jose.
I'm Michaela.
And today we are introducing the Sunday service by Jason and Chrissy on relationships.
Yes, so we're really looking forward to this sermon.
relationships are something that we have been working on, and I think the whole community, just like in general, has been working a lot on relationships and how to have a healthy relationship. Because like we're not really taught how to have healthy, positive, supportive relationships in society, and I definitely know like a lot of the people in the community like did not grow up with families who were very emotionally supportive. We did not have that. And so being in this community has been something that's really taught us how to have a relationship in general. And now that, you know, we've really learned how to like have that, I think we're learning how to like go deeper and having really truly healthy, positive and supportive, like emotionally supportive relationships with one another.
Yeah, something that is very healing on relationships is to have a role model in your life that knows how to relate to you in a healthy way and that teach you how to, you know, relate back in that healthy way, because this is something that almost no one knows in the world, like how to really relate to the other person. And it is very like beautiful to have that with our teachers, with Jeff and Shaleia, and with other role models in the community.
Yeah, I've been really inspired lately by Jason and Chrissy's posts sharing their healing that they've received through coaching with Jeff, and how they have learned a lot of like patterns that they were rooting, which we could really resonate with, about, you know, old ways of relating, or just like, you know, childhood wounding. And yeah, like I feel really grateful to be a part of this community, because something that Jeff and Shaleia really teach is that relationships are everything. You cannot get around relationships. I just watched a class the other day where Jeff and Shaleia, a life purpose class, where they said like you cannot get around relationships. Even if you became like a hermit and you lived out in the woods, you would still have to have a relationship to the world around you. So like you cannot get around it. And yeah, like it's kind of crazy to think that a lot of people go through life not really knowing how to have relationships. And so this sermon will be very healing, and yeah, looking forward to it very much. Yeah, anything else?
Yeah, I think one more thing. I love like something that Chrissy mentions a lot is that you are only having one relationship with God. And that is why it's important to cultivate all of them in your life and to have a healthy relationship everywhere.
Yeah, that's
because at the end is your connection to God.
Yeah, like there's no one relationship that's more important. Like I saw Jeff has made a tweet recently where he says that love is not fragmented. Like you love all relationships, or all people, you know, all brothers and sisters, or none. So yeah, like every relationship in your life is very important, and that's why like we're taught like strong boundaries in this community, and how to really like value yourself in a relationship. So yeah, feels good. So without further ado, here is Jason and Chrissy with their sermon on relationships.
Welcome everyone to another Church of Union Sunday service. Thank you for joining us today. We are Jason and Chrissy, your minister of union for today's service. Let's begin with our 3 opening ohms, followed by our opening prayer. So I'll take a deep breath in and join us out loud or mentally. I am the only child of God, forever part of him. I am created by him in perfection, and there I always remain. My mind is my sanctuary where I keep his holy creation sacred. I will only allow in his voice. I will only accept his word.
Today, I will hear the word of God. I surrender myself to his teachings through his divine channel. I will honor what he has spoken and accept it as his will. I will be obedient to his word, for this is my salvation. In Christ's name, Om, Amen.
What do you want to talk about?
Today we are going to talk about relationships and how important they are on our journey as Unionists and on the Twin Flame Path, on choosing Harmonious Twin Flame Union and having a healthy relationship in the home.
What's it like? Like, can I ask you, is it like, oh, you get into Harmonious Union and then like you just run through fields of flowers holding hands?
Well, yeah, there is a point. There is that. Yes, there is. I absolutely love our Harmonious Twin Flame Union, but I think what you're pointing to is there is a relationship too that is the part of being in Harmonious Twin Flame Union. You still have all the relationship things, and this is something that Jeff and Shaleia do talk quite a bit about in Twin Flame Ascension School and Life Purpose class, the importance of having the relationship, the communication, and the importance of understanding.
Learning how to have a relationship. Right?
Yeah, right.
Learning how to communicate, learning how to interact, learning how to go deeper into like a positive relationship that like most people don't know, like they just weren't taught that. They just don't know how to do it, and so there's a lot of learning. There's a lot of learning to do.
100%. Like what we have come to learn as we've healed here, and we're continuing to heal here, is that we weren't raised in an emotionally healthy environment. And in regards to what our needs were as children. And there's a lot of childhood healing going on here in our Harmonious Twin Flame Union as we, go deeper here in our relationship together with each other and with others. And it's about honoring where you are in the process, honoring where you are emotionally and spiritually, where your maturity level is, and not expecting too much of yourself as you maneuver this. And really having a lot of compassion for yourself, having compassion for your twin flame as they're moving through something. Patience is so instrumental, right? Just more patience, more compassion, more patience, more compassion, and loving yourself and loving your twin flame as God loves you.
Yeah, like just loving unconditionally, right? Like as I'm learning how to have a very healthy relationship, and so is Chrissy, right? And like to have like the patience with one another so that we're not constantly like taking shots at one another or constantly bickering, right? Like
let's go deeper into that and kind of explain from our own life and experience what we've healed here and what we manifested and how we experienced it and what we learned as we've gone deeper here and received support from Jeff and Shaleia and the community in regards to this. So what was your experience here? What do you mean by like taking shots or jabs at one another? What does that mean for you?
Yeah, just like you're it's like any type of relationship situation where you're doing something and maybe your significant other is nagging or wanting to pull you in some other direction if you're busy or whatever the case may be, right? And like instead of like just seeing what's going on and directing the conversation accordingly, or just having like like a discussion or like working with one another to resolve whatever the upset is that's coming up. Sometimes that's internalized, and you'll like take a jab because you're annoyed, and that wasn't that wasn't cool. So I'm gonna take like a jab at my significant other, or vice versa, right? And so like in order, that's not like particularly a healthy relationship. You don't want to keep trading back punches and going blow for blow with one another, right? And so you want harmony, and so you seek harmony, and that's part of the relationship, and the part of relating is like coming to a place where you have harmony within your relationship. And that's a learning experience, right?
Yeah, you've got to like grind it out sometimes, you've got to really like get in there and grind it out. And that's where commitment comes in. Commitment is one of the 8 fundamental components to Harmonious Twin Flame Union. And it's so important because commitment means you're all in, that there's no back doors, and you're going to figure this out. You're committed to your Harmonious Twin Flame Union, you're committed to your relationship with God, and you're committed to seeing it through and healing within yourself, utilizing the mirror exercise that we've been taught. And that's always the fundamental exercise that we go back to as a couple in Harmonious Twin Flame Union, is the mirror exercise. And a lot of times when we were experiencing this in our union, I was actually seeking attention from Jason. He was in these like really high concentrated times in his creative process. He was going at it. It was like, if you've ever watched the Romance Attraction course, when Shaleia was expressing and talking and sharing about how when she was creating the course, Jeff was like all up on her and loving her and like, kind of distracting her a bit, because she was in this vibe. She was in this very like dedicated, high concentrated vibe. It's very, attractive. It's sweet. It's like this energy of always wanting to be around your man, or your woman, your partner. And but what was really clear for me, what I was working through, was seeking attention from Jason instead of just giving it to myself. And so like I in that moment when I realized that and I had that awareness, I chose to give that attention to myself. And as I give the attention to myself, I actually receive more attention from Jason. That's in a much more healthier way, because I'm giving it to myself first, and I'm providing myself that internal healing and that internal relationship that results in the external manifestation of what's going on within. And so it's really important to commit. It's really important to consistently implement the mirror exercise in every moment of your life. And, iron these things out and honor that there's a relationship there. And if you have a block in your union, address it. Go in, dive in, and don't go around it. Don't do all of this healing all around the block, but not deal with the thing, because the thing needs to be dealt with. It needs to be healed. It's the next piece for you on your journey.
Yeah, and like something that was brought to our attention, which was very helpful from Jeff, was that like just because we're twin flames and just because we're in harmonious union doesn't mean that we're having like the same exact we're both experiencing the same exact thing, right? So like from your point of view, you were just like,
I was just being myself.
Give me attention, give me attention, give me attention. Or
I was being a girl.
Being a girl, and like, I'm sitting there like focused on things, probably Von Dish, things that I was doing, and I was just like, why is she annoying me? Why is this happening? But like that wasn't her experience, and so like that was my experience, right? She had something, and like until we put those two things together and talk about what's occurring, we don't know, right? And so like from my perspective, I'm just like, she knows she's annoying me, but she's doing it anyway and purposefully, right? And like that was how I was experiencing it. It's like it's pretty obvious to me that this is going down like this. But that wasn't her experience. She was experiencing something else. And so, we had to come together and just relate and have like a conversation about what was occurring so that we can move forward and find harmony in our relationship.
Yeah, and this has happened to me as well. I remember what's coming up for me. I was doing something for COU and I was like really into it, and I was like preparing something and working on some paperwork, and Jake came in and sat down and just like sat there, and I was like, what are you doing? Do you need something? Like, no, Chris. And like, he was just, wanting to be around me, but it was very distractive to the work I was doing. And at the end of the day, all this is that we want to just spend more time together. We want quality time together. We both really, really, it's a core value for us. And it's just so sweet to see it unfold and have that new awareness that that's truly what it is. We just genuinely want to be around each other all the time. And we're finding balance in our relationship there of when it's appropriate and when we can give ourselves attention in order for the other to complete the work. And something else I wanted to note, because you did talk about when you were in these high intense times, of me as a divine feminine not appreciating the amount of work and effort it takes the divine masculine to come into that creative space. It requires a massive amount of energy and work to cultivate that level of like preparation, to cultivate that level of output. And it's important for me to honor that and honor Jason's process and his creative time for what he does for his purpose work, which is, a lot of creative work, a massive amount of work that he does to support Divine Dish. And it's just me appreciating what Jason's doing in his process and not to interrupt that, because I deeply desire to support him in his work. And that's ultimately what we learned we were doing, is strengthening one another. This is such a huge lesson for us that we want to share with you today, is that like what you want, and this was such a beautiful quote, and I'm not entirely sure where it comes from, but it's a quip that I'm not quoting it directly, but it is that, don't ask for an easy marriage. Ask God for the strength to move through the challenges in your marriage. And that's what we're really doing as Twin Flames and Harmonious Twin Flame Union. We're strengthening one another in different ways. Jason's strengthening me in this process as he communicates to me the importance of giving myself attention, of doing the mirror exercise. And when he does this and he pushes back on me, because it's okay for him to do that, like it's strengthening me. It's helping me find that part of myself within myself and love myself and provide myself self-confidence, self-esteem, self-reassurance. That strengthens me. And that's what I want in my partner. I want a partner who's going to strengthen me, and a partner that's going to be open to me assisting them in strengthening themselves. And so, that's what I was doing for Jason. I was helping him strengthen in his boundaries and strengthen in his process. And, we're always going to be doing that for one another because we choose it on the ascension journey. We're always going to be doing this work. And it continues on way past Harmonious Twin Flame Union, because we choose perfect ascension. We choose perfect alignment with our Creator. And that's what we're doing here as Unionists. This is the work.
Like really like helps carve you out, right? We just one another, you and your twin flame, really like help each other get carved out and grinded down to your true self, and not like all of the garbage that you may believe that you are, or that you may be attached to. So in the end, it's we're both and everybody's twin flame is helping them be free. They're free.
It's beautiful.
And yeah, like, to answer or to make a point to what you said, like, from my point of view, right, like it takes a lot, like you said, like a lot of preparation. Like I don't just sit down as a masculine start getting to work, like there's preparation involved. Like I have to get into like this creative place where all the magic happens, I guess. But like that's my thing. Like I inherently or primally like am doing that to well, one, live my purpose work, but to like support my family, right? Like that's me, like really working very, very hard to, you know, do what I need to do to support my family. And so like to be pulled out of that is tough, right? To be pulled out of that place of creativity is a bit tough, and it's hard to get just like jump right back into. Like there's a lot of preparation that goes that goes into getting back into it, right? So like you know, that's why it like hit home for me so much. At any time that I'm pulled out of it is because like that's my focus. That's like where I'm going to put all that I have into making sure that I succeed and my family succeeds.
That's sweet. Aw. Okay. Moving on. You have to do. You have to.
Yeah. Is it?
No, you have to move on. I'm just like, oh, that's so sweet. Okay. The next point I would like to talk about is, something that came up during this, which was so relieving for me in our healing, in relationships with one another. Relationship with one another is really what we've been focusing on. Is how like, Jason is essentially like paying my father's bill in a way, in regards to helping me with my self-confidence. And like this is between a husband and a wife, and it's a relationship dynamic. And this is what was explained to us, and Jeff explained this to us, is this is why fathers are so protective of their daughters, because they communicate how beautiful their daughter is. They communicate how special their daughter is, how precious their daughter is. And then somebody will come along in a relationship and hurt her, and the dad gets all mad, right? I personally didn't really experience that. And so I found great relief in realizing that I was calling for love there, and that Jason is willing to answer the call in that space and support me in, as a feminine energy, building my confidence. And I don't know if you want to speak a little bit about that.
I would say from like our experience thus far that it goes both ways. There,
yeah,
right?
100%.
Like we're both paying for what we didn't receive as children.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, I think so.
To one another, right?
Right.
We just kind of like are working through that.
Mm-hmm.
And nurturing one another as we go, like when that awareness comes in, like we're nurturing one another there where we've been hurt or haven't received love, I guess.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and it's about me having a deep respect for Jason, and respecting him as my twin flame, and treating him as I would all the men in my life. That's the essential lesson there. And same with you, treating me as your lover, and also treating me as you would your daughter, and treating me as you would your mother or your grandmother. That same level of nurturing, and that same care and comfort and nurturing in the way that you relate with one another. And I that was just so special to me. It just really hit my heart when I learned that lesson and received that awareness.
Because you're all the things to your twin flame.
Yeah, that's the beautiful part of the relationship, is that they're your everything, because God is your everything, and they're a direct reflection of your relationship with God.
Mm-hmm.
That's sweet.
What else you got?
So how does this lesson, all these lessons that we learned, all this healing that we learned, how does it extend into other relationships outside of our own?
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously when you're the relationship with your twin flame is like, you know, like you said, your direct reflection with God, your relationship there. But like in the physical sense, right? Like you're tangible, and so like
I am.
So like the way that we relate, like it's what we learn through relating with one another and learning how to have a healthy relationship and a strong relationship with one another. That spills out into the relationships that you have with others, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's important on this journey to really understand that, you know, it's all about people. It's all about having relationships with others. It's all about, you know, giving these gifts to God's children, giving your gift to God's child, and choosing to walk this path of unionism and share it with the world. And we do that through relationships. Jason and I have a deep desire to expand unionism worldwide. And that's all part of having a relationship with others and cultivating and honoring and really nurturing and building our relationships. Yeah, that feels really good.
Yeah. We're doing our best, right?
We are, and it's always, you know, something else that came up when we were moving through a lot of this was forgiveness and having unconditional forgiveness for yourself. It's also a core component or a key fundamental component to Harmonious Twin Flame Union is unconditional forgiveness. And unconditional forgiveness essentially means to let go completely. And you're not letting go when you're forgiving for the other person. You're letting go and forgiving unconditionally yourself for yourself, right? Like it's for you. It's not for the other person. And so by doing this, by letting go completely, you choose to end that relationship that you're having within yourself. That's like choosing to just tear away at your own peace. Yeah.
Does a number on.
Yes, it does. And there's no reason to hold grudges. You can let those go too. So when you're looking at relationships, call in your divine relationships. Call in the relationships that feel good to you. What's coming up to me right now is like we have a very deep relationship with the bod and our friends Adam and Brienne. We absolutely love hanging out with Adam and Brienne. We genuinely do. We truly enjoy each other, and we spend time laughing and loving and talking and, you know, bonding over the work, bonding over lessons we've learned, bonding over healing, you know, and just having a genuinely good time with one another. And that's what life is about. Our life is about having fun. It's about celebration. It's about love. It's about peace. That's what we choose to cultivate in heaven. And that's what heaven's all about. And that's what we're choosing to have in our lives as unionists is all of the good things, all of the abundance, all of the love, all of the peace, all of the fun. And it's safe to honor that's what you want, and that's what you want to enjoy. And you want healthy, peaceful, fun, free, flowing relationships with others. And consistently choosing that as you go through this process. And if you hold that desire and you move through everything that arises that's a block to that desire, you will ultimately have your desire in your life. You will ultimately have all of the things that you're calling in your life because you're choosing them and you're moving towards them by doing the work. And I have only seen that to be true and proven in my life as I've implemented the mirror exercise. Yeah. Do you have anything else there, babe?
I mean, the only thing I would say is like, yeah, once you have like once you experience like a truly healthy relationship, it's like hard to really want the other kinds of relationships.
Yeah.
Like the drama and all the other stuff, like it's not preferred.
Yeah, you can identify it a lot quicker. You can discern, you can get clear, you can have compassion and hold space for others who are moving through things and continuing to desire all those good and juicy relationships in your life. It's pretty amazing. It's a pretty amazing life.
Okay. What else you got? Is that it?
I feel like that's complete, babe. How are you feeling?
Good. Yeah.
Good. So with that, we will close with our closing prayer and alms.
Father, I accept your word into my heart. I will honor your will in my life and will follow you without hesitation anywhere you ask. I know you guide me into your heart where I belong. I accept that you are everywhere and your teaching is in all things. God, I know you provide me clarity in this teaching of union that I may forever be in union with you.
I accept that you are in me as you are in my brother. I will not deny my brother your word and will share your teaching with him in any way you ask and only as you ask. For when I share my salvation with him, I fully claim my salvation and return to you with him. In Christ's name, Amen.
Speaking this prayer in your heart means you have accepted that you are on the path of awakening to your true divine nature. This is what it means to be a unionist. Follow the teachings of union with God wherever you find them and purify your consciousness into perfect union with your Creator.
Okay, so at this time, we invite you to take a nice deep breath in and please chant with us out loud or in your heart. Thank you all so much for joining us today, and we will see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Welcome back. That was an amazing sermon by Jason and Chrissy today.
Yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed how Jason and Chrissy very much like opened up and they really like shared what they were working through, which is something that I admired a lot, which is a big part of having relationships is like being vulnerable and just being honest. And I really liked that. And because they were honest and vulnerable, like they were able to be helped here. You know, Jeff was able to come in and like really like show them how to like heal this like thing that they were having between in their relationship. And because like because you can tell like their core desire was to have a healthy relationship with one another, and so anything that felt out of alignment with that they just presented to be worked through, which that's a huge part of having a healthy relationship is your willingness to work through the things that don't feel so good. And all of your relationships benefit as a result of like having that healthy relationship with yourself primarily, and then with your twin flame, and then all the other relationships.
Yeah, and it's also very beautiful. By saying this, all of us can benefit from that, and to learn how to have also that healthy relationship, even with your twin flame. And to know that communication is still a very important and necessary part in the relationship. It's not all telepathy. You need to say the things, and if there is something to work through, you communicate openly.
Yeah, I really liked how they said that. Just because you're twin flames in harmonious union doesn't necessarily mean that you don't like you have the same exact experience and you don't read each other's minds. So it is necessary to like relate and have communication. And A Course in Miracles does say that communication and union are the same thing. So it's very necessary to have a healthy relationship. So I really appreciated that, and I really appreciate the sermon because as Jason and Chrissy said, society and our families growing up, a lot of us didn't grow up in like very emotionally supportive environments as far as relationships. Like no one really knows how to have a relationship. So Jeff and Shalea's community and the Unionism movement and community, like relationship is the core thing. It's very important. And so, yeah, I really appreciate this. I think it was like really timely for us and the community to learn this, have this deeper healing. Good. So we hope you enjoyed. We definitely did. And if you would like to see past sermons or meditations or card readings, you can check out unionism.org, and you can also tithe and donate there as well.
Yeah. Also, don't forget to like this video and to subscribe to the Church of Union YouTube channel, so you have like all the services every week and you don't miss out all the content.
Yes. And you can join us in Unionism Spiritual Discussion Facebook group right after this sermon for the after church tea time, which takes place every week. So it's fun. So we will see you there. Yeah.
See you there.
Yeah. Take care. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.